Hello, beloved followers of this channel. Please listen the following conversation between Alemu and Biruk about the first day of creation, as described in Genesis chapter 1, verses 1-5. As you know, we have learned amazing works of God on the first day of creation history in Amharic. Now let us summarize all what we learned in the following conversation. Keep watching on the following link. Hey, Biruk, have you ever thought about how amazing the first day of creation must have been?
Yeah, I've been reading Genesis lately, and it's really fascinating. The way God created everything from nothing is just mind-blowing.
I know, right? Let's talk about it. What stands out to you about the first day?
Well, it all starts with Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It's like God is setting the stage for everything that's about to happen.
Exactly. And then in verse 2 it says, "The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep." Can you imagine that? Just complete emptiness and darkness.
It's hard to picture, isn't it? But then comes the really exciting part. In verse 3, God says, "Let there be light." And there was light. That's so powerful. God spoke, and it happened. Do you think this light was like the sun or something different?
That's an interesting question. Some people think it was a different kind of light because the sun isn't created until the fourth day. Maybe it was God's own glory illuminating everything.
That's a cool idea. And then in verse 4, it says, God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. Why do you think God needed to separate light from darkness?
Well, maybe it's about bringing order to the universe. By separating light and darkness, God was creating the concept of day and night, which is crucial for life as we know it.
That makes sense. And in verse 5, God names them. God called the light day and the darkness he called night.
It's amazing how God gives everything a purpose and a name. It shows how personal and intentional he is in his creation.
Definitely. And the day ends with, "And there was evening and there was morning the first day." It's like God is establishing the pattern for how we measure time.
You're right. I never thought about it that way before. It's incredible how much God accomplished on just the first day of creation.
And to think this is just the beginning. God had so much more planned for the rest of the week.
It really shows God's power and creativity, doesn't it? He spoke everything into existence with just his words.
Absolutely. It makes me wonder about all the other amazing things God can do. If he can create light and separate day from night with just a word, imagine what else he's capable of.
That's so true, Biruk. It's humbling to think about, and it makes me appreciate God's power and wisdom even more.
Me too. I'm excited to keep reading and learning more about God's creation and his purposes for everything he made.
Same here. Let's keep discussing as we read through the rest of Genesis. There's so much to discover.
Dear brothers and sisters, how amazing conversation is this? Alemu and Biruk were discovering God's greatness, power, and creativity beyond human knowledge. God has purpose for everything in our life. Let us keep learning. May God bless you. Stay connected at Vital Topics Media.